And welcome to our 15th episode of Chup on the Top. My name is William, and what is that?
Target.
We are so glad you're here. My name is William, and this is
Blake, the gobbledygooker Robertson.
what are you talking about? What's that? I've never heard of that.
I know. About to tell you the story of the gobbledygooker.
Don't we have a show?
We're getting ready. It won't take long. WWE had an egg put in every arena they went to for a long period of time. I was very, very enthused about this.
I'm scared to see where this goes.
And no one knew what the gobbledygooker was. They thought it was going to be something amazing. And it was Guerrero Sr., Eddie Guerrero's dad was the gobbledygooker. You know what else the funny part of the story was? The Undertaker was just hired around that time, and he thought he was going to be the gobbledygooker. So he was every night he was having nightmares about being the gobbledygooker, and unfortunately or fortunately, the Undertaker turned into the Undertaker.
Hey,
exciting! Started.
That's definitely exciting, and
that sounded better in my head.
That didn't know that definitely did, but that's okay. But we're glad you're here. We are glad to be back. I am back from the West Coast. We are shooting tonight on a Wednesday.
Wednesday Night Live.
Wednesday Night Live show. What did I miss while I was on the West Coast?
A lot of calamity. And your boys are back in the playoffs.
Yes, we are.
I told you.
After this week, we both had blowout wins.
Florida State finally won, baby.
We had a shutout. We pitched a shutout.
That we won a game.
Yay! You got your number 2 win. Your poo win.
We're going to win Saturday too. I'm guaranteeing to win Saturday. I'm already going to say that. Florida will get dog walked in Tallahassee.
In Gainesville?
That's in Tallahassee.
Is it?
You okay over here?
Did I?
You did. You did a boo-boo.
Did I really screw up?
And we also have a lot of things to get to, but I want to start off with a Big 12 scenario, just so we all can be clear. Everything else is pretty clear going forward as far as the main 12 conferences.
Yes.
But the Big 12, they say they have 256 scenarios of who could play in the Big 12 title game. Why are you blinking like that for? All right, so
how many? What?
And nobody has control of their own destiny, which is wild. I thought for sure a win was a win.
And you know who you blame for that?
Colorado.
No.
Kansas.
And their blowtorch that they are just taking to the Big 12.
Right.
They are just on a, you want to play in the Big 10 title game? No.
12.
You want to go to the Big 12 title game? No. You want to go to the Big 12 title game? No.
Nobody wants to go.
No, because everybody's losing to Kansas.
All right. So the first tiebreaker is if Arizona State and BYU, Arizona State, BYU, Iowa State, and Colorado all win. The Arizona State, Sun Devils, and the Iowa State Cyclones go to the Big 12 title game. If exactly two of those 4 teams win, the 2 winners will meet in the Big 12 title game. So the 4 teams, if there's only 2 winners, they meet in the Big 12 title game. If BYU, Arizona State, Iowa State win, and Colorado loses, it'll be Arizona State and Iowa State again. If Arizona State, golly, mother, I'm not reading this. Let's just say this: whoever wins these games will tell you on the next show. I done decided to cut it off right there. God, it's a lot.
Make a math, Big 12. What is going on, Big 12?
All right, let's do this. Who do you want to see in the title game? I want to see Colorado get back in there against BYU.
Yes and no. I would love to see Colorado. I'd love to see Coach Prime. I'd love to see Shedeur if he plays. Throwing his little stunt he pulled this weekend. And Travis Hunter and the Buffs, I'd like to see them go.
What do you mean if he plays?
He pushed a ref.
Well, he also got hit in the knee.
True. So I guess
it's not. I don't pass it by any means, but that was a foul.
Oh, I think so, but I don't think pushing an official either.
No, never pushed an official. I'm just saying that referee, it's an easy call. It was an easy call.
They blew it. So besides,
Also, I want to say this: these people rushing the field is getting out of hand.
at least wait till the game's over.
The second time it happened this Saturday. You see that?
Then there was a couple that like ended before the game was over.
Well, the one in Arizona State is the one that really, really got me a little hot because Dillingham came out to the referees and started cussing them out, berating the referees while they're trying to do a replay. And at some point, we got to say that enough is enough of this rushing the field before the game. I know the fans did not know. There's no way they probably could have known the game was not over. I just don't know. I mean, you got to wait. Give it a chance. Give the referee the chance to get off the field. That's all I'm asking.
That's valid. With that being said, I personally would like to see if my iPad would unlock. Come on.
Yes.
The joys of technology on little to no sleep. I would like to see Colorado, as I said, Arizona State.
Yeah, we'll see Colorado.
That would be a fun game.
Yeah, it would. All of them would be fun games. I mean, nobody's better than the rest. I guess everybody's lost some games. A game they probably wish they not have lost.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that in the
Yes.
Big 12?
But we will get to all those games here in a minute. But first, to recap last week. Again, I only watched the first half of the Tennessee game. I was off doing other things.
Okay.
Strolling around LA.
Yeah. You see any silicone?
No. So to recap last week, while I was traveling, crossing up and down the California coast.
Yeah, just gallivanting around.
Oh, just living my life, living the best life.
Y'all back in the East Coast. That's what he told me. Y'all on the East Coast. That's what he said. This man's from the East Coast.
Yeah, not last week. I felt like a California man at heart.
Okay.
You're like, sit down and be quiet.
No, you're there. That's all right. It's okay to brag. I ain't saying you can't brag. You went to California.
But there was calamity.
The place you ought to be. The Beverly, that is.
But there was calamity that we have to get to, most notably in my conference.
Yes.
In the SEC, where the stars aligned and Tennessee gets back in.
Right. Did Florida State make it back in?
To the 2-win column? Yes.
Not a chance.
They got in the 2-win column.
The toilet bowl.
You have as many wins
Charleston
as Kennesaw State. You have more wins than Kent State.
Woo!
By the way, Kent State has officially gone winless.
Their season's over?
Their season's over.
They didn't have any more games?
Their last game was last.
I didn't notice that until I was going to say something about that on the show. Do we want to predict they're going to win their first game Saturday? But you said it's over.
Yeah, they lost already.
0-12. 0-12.
So let's start with the major upsets. We'll just go.
Can I talk about Florida State and Charleston Southern?
Go ahead.
Nah, go ahead.
Okay. Tennessee played a complete game, looked good. It's against UTEP, so I'm not going to jump for joy. Just focus on finishing business. We're going to win an in game.
All right.
Moving on to the calamity. Florida knocked Ole Miss out.
Florida Gators looking impressive until they run into them Seminoles on Saturday night. Thank you. Final score: Florida State 45, Florida 1.
Not likely. Florida has turned a corner and Napier has saved his job.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think that
Are they in a bowl team yet?
They are not. No, they're going bowling.
Bowling.
Wow. Oh boy, I did not see that coming.
True Florida.
Oh yeah, we don't like the Gators on the show.
Well,
with that being said, they definitely put Ole Miss out. Take a hike, see you Rebels. We do not like you. Goodbye.
Also, the other big upset of the week that I never would imagine seeing coming Oklahoma destroys Alabama. And I mean, there was nothing Alabama could have done except for the bad call by the ref where he called the flag on. I know this man loves it, but he called a legal man downfield on Ryan Williams when there was nowhere near covered up. And he waited till the Ryan scored a touchdown to get to throw the flag. Wasn't that's sad as a referee? And I'm a referee myself, but if you're going to call the foul, call it right away. Would you agree? Well, he likes it. This guy's having too much fun over here.
Ain't no love in Oklahoma. Got to with love alone black train.
We got now Williams singing. He's so happy. This guy is so fired up. He's singing tonight. Man, what's going to be like in the playoffs when they all go to the playoffs?
Also, we won in Norman.
Right, you did. You beat the crap out of them too.
Yes, that was
So,
beautiful.
That was just the tonic that you needed to get back in the playoffs. And there's probably one more thing, and I'm trying to find it right here.
A&M losing.
A&M, that's it. I knew there was something. And you call that as the what was it called? You said?
I think it was my drop kick.
No. The other thing you always tell us when there's a big road game and
trap game.
Look at trap game. That's what I'm talking
It was
about.
a trap game. I knew it was a trap game. I was keeping my eye on it all game. I'm thinking, oh no, A&M's coming back. A&M's coming back, and Auburn will take it.
You called it. Like I called the Florida game, the last two Florida games. You called that game big time.
I got that one right. I just knew Auburn was going to show up. The 1 week I needed them to show up.
And they did.
They
But
absolutely did.
But like the other two teams we talked about, A&M is not done. A&M with a win Saturday will go to Atlanta to play Georgia.
But we will get to that. The other big game of the weekend.
Indiana got dog walked by Ohio State. But
no surprise.
No, but I will say the first drive of the game, Indiana played great.
Yeah.
It looked to me like they were better than Ohio State in the first drive. I guess they decided that was enough.
First quarter, yeah. I mean, question is, did they lose by a close enough margin?
They are. They're still in the playoffs.
Keep up. They're still in.
Were you flying during the brackets last night?
Yeah, I was flying.
Okay, so Indiana's still in the playoffs in the bracket.
Excellent.
And all they got to do is win Saturday against Purdue and they're in.
So I want to cycle back to championship games real quick.
You don't think Indiana's in?
Listen first. Listen first. So as of right now, it has Ohio State and Oregon in the Big Ten title game.
Correct.
With those teams basically locked into the playoff. Especially.
Right, they are. Yeah, absolutely.
So my friend suggested for the Big Ten title game, instead, have Penn State play Indiana. Because they haven't played each other this year. Oregon has already played Ohio State.
From the Big Ten title game?
Yes, and the winner gets in the playoff. Losers out.
Well, that
It
really
would be a more exciting game. And would mean
than Ohio State and Oregon?
Yeah, I mean, they've already played this year.
Did you watch the first game?
I mean, yes, it would be
exciting. Music.
I mean, if you're in a conference championship game and you're already locked into the playoff.
I understand what you're saying, but that's why you play 12 regular season games still.
Exactly. It means one of the double-edged sword.
Yeah. But the thing is, Indiana can still get to Indianapolis with what would be a wonderful thing to see Michigan walk into Columbus and beat Ohio State again. Yeah. That would be the most exciting thing I've seen in a long time.
When you believe.
Oh, you're happy today.
No, I'm just extremely tired.
Which is probably better. Sounds like.
Wake Forest got absolutely dog smacked by Miami. No surprise there.
And the Miami Hurricanes are one win away from Charlotte.
Yes,
SMU. Can't get to the playoffs for Miami unless you win in Charlotte.
Yes, and SMU, the team's been most disrespected all year in our book.
Yes.
They clocked Virginia.
Yeah, and that was a game I thought Virginia might give them a hard time in, and that shows you how good SMU is by going to Virginia and winning. By a lot.
Oh, yeah. No, I definitely thought that.
And considering what other teams have done this weekend and not having a good game, they ended up blowing out and not even giving them a chance to be upset. That's the most impressive thing.
Let's see another game. Penn State struggled in Minneapolis.
They did, but we called that game as well
We knew
last
that was
week.
going to happen. I knew that was going to happen. I think one of us actually had it as our drop kick game of the week. Maybe. I think that might have been mine.
Well, it's been a long time. You've been traveling the West Coast. You've been West Coast traveling.
And then Kansas continues to take their blowtorch.
Rock Jock Jayhawk. They do that here in football too.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
That's the
It's not just basketball.
I think. They took the blowtorch to the Big 12 yet again and took Colorado.
The first team in every AP poll history to win 3 straight games against the top 25.
I think that sounds about right.
Yeah. Colorado, I mean, they're, it's a stepping stone every year anyways. You can't go 4-8 to a national championship. It's not, I don't think it's ever been, it may have been done before, but it's not been done recently. So it's a stepping stone to get to the Final Four, but they still can make the playoffs, as I just kind of pointed out, but it's going to take a lot of help.
One thing that's going to need a lot of help is BYU.
They need one. I think they need one favor.
I think they need 1 or 2 favors. We'll see.
But isn't it amazing that neither one of those teams have their own shot to the playoffs or the championship game? That's crazy.
12.
That's how much calamity's been in the Big 12 this year.
Thank the Jayhawks. Thank the Jayhawks.
Yeah, Colorado would have been first place by their lonesome now. They'd have won Saturday.
Yep. Texas took care of business.
Which is not worried. Have you heard where Ayers might transfer and not go to the NFL?
I mean,
What are you not going to the NFL for? Why would you go back to college again for a third run?
NIL.
Yeah, that's probably true.
NIL with NFL contracts not being guaranteed.
You don't think he's a number 1 pick in the draft? I mean, as far as like for a team, first round pick.
He's a first round. I think
he's a late first round.
I think he's a mid to late first round.
Yeah, so it's guaranteed money. We'll see. We'll see how he does.
See what happens. Clemson took care of business. Georgia took care of business, and there are a couple.
That's why I don't have to. You didn't bring me nothing to eat. Let's see, because what would happen if they lost?
I'm laughing so hard. South Carolina
The
took
Cox.
care of business, being loud as obnoxious as always, but that's.
I have a question.
Yes.
Remember what I talked about last week? What if Michigan beats Ohio State? Y'all lose to Vandy.
Not happening.
And other rivalry games go a certain way. Let's say Georgia Tech beats Georgia. Everything goes kaput. South Carolina goes into Death Valley and walks out with a win. Do we have a cock in the playoffs?
No. No, but I think it's
with all the calamity, everybody loses.
I mean, I think you're asking for a lot.
You don't think Tech can beat Georgia Saturday? Absolutely.
No, it's in Athens.
That's what I said. Tech beat Georgia.
Yeah,
I think we're plus.
It's in Athens.
Right.
So I don't. No.
You don't think?
No.
Y'all can lose to Vandy?
I think that's more likely.
Okay. You don't think Michigan beats Ohio State?
I'd love that, but no.
I'm just saying. What? A&M beats Texas.
Oh, I hope Texas mops the floor with them.
I'm just saying.
But we will get.
Wouldn't that be amazing if the Cox made the playoffs?
Yeah.
Let's go Cox.
Sure. Let's see what other games would happen this weekend in the non-ranked games. Kennesaw State got their second win of the year.
We're back to Kennesaw State again.
They beat Florida International.
You know what? That'd be a great bowl. Kennesaw State versus Florida State. Just a random game somewhere.
Hootie hoo.
Who? Against the Noles.
Carolina lost to Boston College.
That's another news. We need a break. Matt Brown was fired. Okay.
I think what this really boils down to is we gave you a chance to retire. Now get out.
Maybe not. Maybe not that aggressive.
No, but
he is.
But you know
Matt
what I mean.
Brown.
I think he was.
They kind of did. They did him better than we did Bobby Bowden, which is crazy.
Yes.
They gave him an opportunity to do it his way, and he kind of bucked a little bit with Bubba Cunningham. That's what they said on the radio last night. And they wanted to give him a chance, but it didn't really work out. So I think they're going to get the next hire in North Carolina is going to be the one that puts them back, not in the map, but gives them more of a chance to win the
Oh, I
ACC
think
title.
so too. I think Mac would have stuck around to the end of the year.
He is.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
I think they would have waited to fire him at year's end if he had won this game. But I just.
Well, the main thing is if he wins Saturday. We'll get to that in a minute.
We will get to that game in a minute. We got a lot of games to cover today.
We got App State beating James Madison. App State trying to get on a little roll here.
Yeah,
down the stretch at the
that was
end.
an interesting win. I was definitely not saw that coming. I mean,
Well, they're not bad.
they're not bad, but James Madison had been good all year, and they kind of stumbled.
Michigan dog walk Northwestern.
That's no surprise.
Who doesn't dog walk Northwestern? Nebraska was a kind of an interesting beatdown in Lincoln over Wisconsin.
That
Close
was
out.
interesting.
They get close to closing out the regular season.
The
Boise State.
Axes. Oh,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. Oh,
There
okay.
you go first.
One of the Axe games in the
Axe.
Bay Area, Cal beat Stanford
Oh,
in
exciting.
the first game in the ACE first game against each other.
I can't believe California beat Stanford. Stanford was on a roll.
Yeah, no, those. And then what other games did you
Boise
see?
State went to Wyoming and won, so they barely won, but they still get a bye.
Yeah,
They will still have a bye in the playoffs if they went out, which is crazy.
yeah. LSU beat Vanderbilt with those ugly gold uniforms.
Vanderbilt's had a great year. They're getting a little worn down, but I know they got a week coming up where they're probably going to get a little more excited against them guys. Tennessee.
Duke beat Virginia Tech.
They could have a 10-win season.
They could.
A bowl win.
I would like that.
Who do they play? Wake Forest. They'll beat Wake Forest.
And then, I'm so sorry, our service boys.
Well, Notre Dame's a great team.
They had a good run.
Yeah, they did.
But most importantly, the two-pack. Okay, see what I did there?
Yeah,
Two-pack
yeah.
championship game goes to the Beavers.
The Ducks. I mean, the Beavers.
Yeah, the Beavers.
Do they make the bowl automatically with the championship?
No.
I hope so.
Absolutely not.
Do we have confirmation on that? I don't think we have
They're
confirmation.
5-6.
Right, but they won the conference.
There is no conference to win.
Right. Well, no, it is. They celebrated. If they lose Saturday, I still think they go to the playoff because not the playoff, but the bowl because they won the championship.
Against, I don't know. Sure.
Let's look it up next week. Next week we'll have more confirmation on that they make it automatically make a bowl for a championship.
Yes.
Outside of that, I think that will be it of a rundown. We got all the major games. We can touch all the major games.
Skipping.
I don't think so. Well, you can talk.
Yes. So
Yes,
Saturday.
we did. No, definitely we can skip that one.
So I had the honor and the chance to attend a game at America Stadium.
The place where I won my first Super Bowl.
The
Dallas Cowboys.
He did not play, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry. I don't want him to misconstrue anybody.
I
But
think they know I didn't play when I was 9 years old.
Ballard, you do look 206.
Thank you.
In all seriousness, I had to go to my first game in America Stadium, the Rose Bowl.
That's America Stadium.
That's what they call themselves.
Wow.
In Pasadena this past weekend. The whole day was amazing. I mean, we first went up to Brentwood from Orange, went to the UCLA campus, walked around
I
it.
went to UCLA campus.
Yeah. Yeah, and we, unfortunately, we couldn't see any of the statues. They were covered up.
You're working for statues at the UCLA campus.
Yeah, the
That's
Berlin, John Wooden, and
I give you props for looking at statues instead of what I'd be looking for.
valid, but they were all covered up due to potential vandal.
Well, the other ones covered. What I'm looking for, they covered up.
Grow up.
Grow up! I'm asking you the question.
Sure, it was like
They were not covered up very much. I can tell you.
they were 50 degrees in Brentwood.
Was it?
It
Wow.
was a
Okay.
little chilly. It was a
Okay.
little
They
chilly.
might have covered them up.
Beside that, and then
And then
after we
was-
left UCLA, we actually me and my buddy drove down Sunset Boulevard to Bel Air, Beverly Hills.
Nice. That's what I was thinking about. Did you go through there?
Hollywood. I mean, we saw it all the way down to.
Did you see any stars?
Fortunately, no.
Really?
I wasn't paying. I was too blown away with how beautiful everything looked. But no, I mean,
But here's my thought. If you'd have seen a celebrity, you would have seen it.
probably.
Yes.
Beside the point. And then we get to the Rose Bowl. It rained a little, but it was like a misty rain.
Okay.
It was like, it didn't feel like it was raining on you.
Right.
Like,
I know what you're
around
saying.
here where it's raining and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
it's raining. It's definitely raining. You really couldn't feel it. But when you walk in, the history just hits you right in the face. And you're just like in awe.
Yeah. That's what I felt when I walked to the Yankee Stadium in 03, the old Yankee Stadium.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's
even though I was not a Yankee fan, I really don't like the Yankees at all. I'm a Braves fan, but because of the aura of the Fenway of Yankee Stadium, you have to feel it. You feel Babe Ruth, you feel Lou Gehrig, the guys that played there for
you feel all the history of the Rose Bowl game, and when you roll into Pasadena,
like when you go into the Smith Center, and you probably go to your place,
Cameron.
Yeah, Cameron, you feel the aura of the greatest players of all time that played there.
You get an appreciation for the history of it, and it was just an honor to be there. It was a great atmosphere, though it was one of those most mild-mannered SC UCLA games you've ever seen. Well, you got to remember, it's two mediocre teams. They were in a top 500 record,
right?
So no, they were really only playing for city supremacy and a bell.
Okay.
So I mean, it wasn't like, unfortunately, USC did late.
Yeah, both teams suck this year.
Though I will give UCLA credit.
Please.
It was 9-3 SC in the first half. At halftime, it was 9-3. Okay. But UCLA's off defense in the first half was bend, don't break. Mm-hmm. USC had the ball 3 times in the first half. Right. Within the UCLA 5, they only got 3 field goals out of it.
Right. And would you say that's probably one of the most lopsided rivalries in history?
It's actually not as lopsided as you think.
Okay.
But it was just the pageantry, the atmosphere.
Gotcha.
I do want to say Rocky Top is not the most obnoxious song in college sports.
No.
That honor would go to tribute to Troy.
Okay.
Da, 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 da. Hearing that on repeat for 3 hours behind you.
Kind of like the chop. You have not been able to hear that behind you. Which I love the chop myself. I can see how a visiting team or a rivalry team would hate the chop. We do it all the time.
Yeah, but I mean, so where I was sitting, like the USC band was in the next section over at the very top. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in a corner of the end zone, and UCLA made efforts late. Unfortunately, USC with like 6 minutes to go, they scored late on a trick play, and it just
that was it.
It was it. It was all game over, and it was. Though I want to say,
please say it. Don't hold back.
Sudevant had a great game. Had 5 receptions, 117 yards, made some spectacular catches for UCLA.
Right.
But again, just being there, seeing the pageantry.
Yeah.
It was just amazing. It was an honor to be there. Yes, I would love to have seen UCLA get the win, but I'll take it. Just to say, hey, I've been to the Rose Bowl. So, I mean, it was awe-inspiring.
Okay.
But moving on to our top 5 teams of the week.
You go.
I'll go first.
Y'all are still alive.
Number 1 team in the Oregon. I go number 1, the Oregon Ducks.
Right.
They continue to take care of business. They have 1 game left against Washington before the Big Ten title game. They're already in. They're solid. Number 1 team.
What rivalry is that?
Oregon, Washington. I don't think I have a name.
Okay.
Number 2, I've got Ohio State. Yes, maybe Indiana was in it over their head,
I think they were.
especially in this game. But they were still a top 5 team that they beat. So that's why
Can't take it away
we
from anybody.
finally put Ohio State at number 2, but you cannot put them ahead of Oregon.
No.
Number 3, I got Texas. Texas did their job against Kentucky. They got a big one at College Station in College Station this weekend.
For
at
all,
Southfield.
basically for all the marbles.
Basically. Number 3, I've got Notre Dame. Number 4, I got Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame has wrote their ship. They've turned it around. Fine. Give them at number 4. And number 5, I've got Miami.
Screw Miami.
They took care of business.
Who suck.
Exactly. And now for you.
The Oregon Ducks, obviously, till somebody beats them, which could be not to the playoffs. Then I have the Texas Longhorns, who have been probably the most consistent team possibly all year outside of Oregon. And then Ohio State is number 3. They've had some big wins now, but they got a big one Saturday against their arch rivals, the most hated rivalry probably in college football sports.
I would put that, yeah.
And then the Georgia Bulldogs, some people don't have them up there anymore, but I still think they,
like me,
right. I still think they deserve to be a top 5 team. They've won some big games. They've lost the 2 games they've lost are against very good teams, so it's not like they lost to a bad opponent. And then Penn State, they're just the one of the rest of them that I feel like needed to be in the top 5. I don't know. I have no reason behind it outside of they're just there.
Well, but now, moving on to next week, we have in-state rivalry games.
Yes.
We travel to Nashville to take on Vandy. We are a 10.5-point favorite. This is a win and in game. We win, we're in the playoff. I would like to see us blow out Vandy, but now with all the upsets that's happened, we don't necessarily need the blowout. This is more of a we want the blowout. With that being said, I am worried. I am worried that what have I said all
I figured you would
year? What have I said?
Cannot play a 60-minute game.
Yes, I think, Vanderbilt's a good team this year. They are a good team. It's probably the best Vanderbilt team they've had in a while. With that being said, I think they get their act together. You do not want to lose the rivalry game. You do not want to lose a chance.
Who gets their act together?
Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
Tennessee gets their act together. Tennessee
knows
knows what they're playing for. They got to do it. I think we get the win.
Me too.
I do think we cover the spread. I'm going 42-21.
Yeah, I see that can be there. I think you're going to struggle early because there's so much pressure on the line. You've been known to start off slow, except for against Georgia. Some other games you have started off slow. I think it's going to be more along the lines of a 10-point game, 31-21 Tennessee, because all you got to do is win.
Mm-hmm.
Just get out of there with a win, and guess what? You're in the playoffs.
As for you and the Swamp Lizards,
guaranteeing a victory. Florida State with Luke Kromanik at quarterback has looked pretty good Saturday. I understand who we played, but it's very much an improvement on what we've been doing lately. I like the way he would step into his throws. He would get his foot down and make a throw on target, on time, mostly. The defense did okay, whatever, but I still think rivalry game, season not saved, because you can't save the season at 3-9. But going into the off season, confidence, not riding high because you did suck all year. Florida State wins 45-20.
What? Did you do what, sir?
He's speechless. We got dead air.
I'm trying to figure out how to respond to that.
Confidence.
I think there's confidence, I think there's brash, and I think there's stupid. And sir,
that's me.
There's a level beyond stupid, and I think you're somewhere over there.
I would hate for that to do. And what if it does come true?
I will be stunned.
What if dreams do come true?
Okay, let me bring y'all back to reality.
No. It's the last week of the season. I got to do this. I ain't been able to do it all year. Time to do it now.
Florida will clinch the state title this weekend.
It's through Florida.
After they
And
took
Miami.
care of LSU
In Florida A&M.
and Ole Miss,
In South Florida.
I think the Gators are hot.
They are hot, no doubt.
They're
That was Florida
a
State.
team. State of Florida is hot. Well, that's just, weather-wise.
Right. Well, not really right now. Right
And I
now.
think the Gators take care of business in Tallahassee.
Okay. Moving on.
It's a 14.5-point spread. I don't think necessarily you cover. I think it'll be Florida 21-10.
All right. Low scoring game. All right. Moving on to the final week of the regular season. It's here. The rivalry week where every team that has a chance to go to the playoffs is ready to roll Saturday night and Saturday afternoon. They hope they're ready anyways. First off, we're going to start.
Thanksgiving.
Right. First off, we're going to start in Kyle Field with game day, college game day heading to Kyle Field, and Texas A&M. My feeling is that I've been very much behind the A&M Aggies all year, but not this week. The Texas Longhorns have been playing very good all year, except for against Georgia, which is understandable. So I got Texas winning 21-17, going to Atlanta, playing for the SEC title game against Georgia in their first year in the SEC.
Well, this is the first time they've met since I was in high school.
Which is awesome.
I'm glad this rivalry's back. It should never have left us. It should have stayed at Thanksgiving.
It's back.
It's back.
In a big way.
In a big, humongous way. With that being said, Texas takes care of business. Hook 'em horns to Atlanta. I don't think they're going to smash A&M. Part of me would love to see that.
No, I don't think so. Defense.
Give me 32-28.
That's a lot of points.
Yes.
Then let's go to the big hat. Let's go to Columbus, South Carolina, Clemson. God, my Moses. Columbus, Ohio. God bless. What's wrong with me?
Pick a game.
If I got to take I didn't have the Red Bull before I got here. That's what's going on. So my hope is that the Wolverines win this game and put a wrench in everybody's plans in Columbus. But I'm a realist, unless it's Florida State tonight.
I was going to say, wait.
Realist left me about an hour ago, but I'm going to be a realist here. Ohio State will win this game. They're playing a home game. They may be on the line. Like you said last week, it could be on the line. If they lose to Michigan this year at home and don't go to the title game and don't go to the playoffs, it really could be his last game in Columbus, which would be crazy. And I've got Ohio State win this game for all the marbles, 28-21, going to the Indianapolis to play Oregon for the title.
I would love to see Ohio State get beat. I think America would love to see Ohio State get beat. I think Michigan's too beat up. I think Ohio State's too good. I think a 21-point spread is too much.
All right.
I'm going 38-20. Ohio State. Though I will say, if Michigan wins this game, the question becomes, does Day get fired immediately after the game?
No. He'll finish the regular season. He'll finish the bowl game.
No.
I'm not calling firing for sure, but I feel like Ohio State fans are going to be really upset.
What if they get blown out to Michigan?
We'll see. But I think, like you say, there'll be a lot of people calling radios on Monday.
Against Michigan.
Right. They'll be calling the radio stations Monday, and they will be airing their grievances. You wait and see.
Well, Festivus will definitely come early in Michigan.
Then we head to Death Valley, Clemson and South Carolina. I've been calling this all week, the last 2 weeks. If Clemson, if a lot of calamity happens, if a lot of crash course happens on Saturday, that South Carolina can go to the playoffs. And the funny part about it is, if Miami loses to Syracuse, Clemson can go to the playoffs still as well. probably is like a 25 ranked team. So my hope is the Cox get it done in Death Valley. Final score 21-17. Let's go, Cox.
No comment. I agree. I think South Carolina is a good enough team to do it. I could see that score going either way, though.
Very well could. Two evenly matched teams, in my opinion.
I think this is about the closest match, closest matchup we have of the weekend.
Right. Then we go to LA again, where you just left us.
Not that part of LA.
The other one.
The other side of LA.
Southern California.
Spoiled children.
Well,
though they have a moniker as well.
Oh Lord.
Their moniker is "You Clowns Lost Again."
Okay. Right. I like it. So Notre Dame is one win away from the playoffs. Would you agree if they lose Saturday, they will not be in the playoffs?
I would agree.
And that's another scenario I didn't mention earlier. If USC beats Notre Dame, South Carolina, right in there.
I think they would definitely take a spot from Notre Dame.
I'm picking USC to pull the upset Saturday night in my drop kick game of the week, 27-26.
Well, this is conflict of interest for me because I have one buddy that tells me my two favorite teams are US or UCLA and whoever's playing SC.
Right.
That counteracts what my dad tells me. But there are two kinds of people in this world.
Me?
Good people and Notre Dame fans. With that being said, I'm going Notre Dame in my drop kick for the week.
Right.
But it's an ugly 21-20.
All right. Down in Athens, the battle for Georgia. What's the number? What's the name?
Old-fashioned
hate. Georgia Tech and Georgia from Athens. I'm going to go with my theme to this week, calamity. I'm going Yellow Jackets, 28-21 in Athens to knock Georgia out of the playoff. They can still make the playoffs on next Saturday, which will be wild anyways. But I'm going Georgia Tech, 28-21.
No, I do think Georgia wins. Georgia does not come.
Okay.
I think it'll be 34-50. Or no, they'll push 34-15 Dogs.
Then we head to the Iron Bowl. More of calamity for me. We got Bama on the skinny chin chance of making the playoffs.
Not in the damn slightest.
Give me the Tigers, 24-21 to upset the Bama Tide. Send the Bama fans into a
state of mourning.
Oh gosh!
State of
mourning. Wait till whatever radio station in Alabama on Monday that is covering Alabama will be wiped out with Bama fans crying for Nick Saban to return if it ain't already happened by now. I'm going Auburn Tigers, 28-21 in Tuscaloosa.
Again, I think this is like similar to the Georgia game. I don't think Alabama covers the spread, but I think they win. But I definitely could see a situation. Auburn's riding a high. Georgia is not. I mean, Alabama is not. I could see this going either way. I really could. But I want to go Auburn. Georgia, Alabama. 31-21.
All right. Then we head to the Egg Bowl, which you do not have up there. I don't see the Egg Bowl.
No, I did not put the Egg Bowl.
See, I knew a bowl this time, and I remembered it.
It's a giant egg. How do you forget that?
Going with my calamity week, the Dogs. Where's that game at? Oxford will go into Oxford and beat Ole Miss. Screw Ole Miss fans and Ole Miss and Jackson Dart and all the rest of them rebels.
The egg is going down.
Mississippi State, 17. Ole Miss, 14. Go ahead.
Well, I would like to see that. I think I'm also trying to be realistic. Mississippi State is terrible. They are a terrible team. I think Ole Miss takes care of business 31-10. The egg will stay in Oxford.
All right.
It is also Hat Week in the state of Illinois, with that game being played at Wrigley Field in Chicago.
I understand. Let's go ahead and
Illinois is a 7.5-point favorite. I think the Hat will be leaving Wrigley Field and heading to the Champaign, Urbana. Illinois wins 21-14.
give me Illinois.
Give me the Hat.
All right.
They'll put on old Abe Lincoln's hat. And then on Friday afternoon, the battle for the axe for Paul Bunyan's axe.
Not Laird Axe inning.
No. Give me the Paul Bunyan's axe, Wisconsin and Minnesota.
Well, Minnesota.
Wisconsin needs this for bowl eligibility. It is in Camp Randall. Give me the Badgers. They're going to get the axe. They're going bowling. This is my drop kick game of the week.
Let's go Gophers.
24-23. Shame on you.
Go first. Go first.
Golden Rats is what
All
I
right.
call them.
So now it's time to break down the Big 12.
Let's
First off,
unpack that mess.
Oklahoma State goes to Colorado to take on the Buffs. I think Colorado wins. As bad as last week was, I think Deion Sanders can right the ship. Shedeur needs this win bad as he goes into the draft, just in case he don't make the playoffs. Do you think he plays in the bowl if they don't make the playoffs?
Depends on the ball.
Right. So I got Colorado winning on Friday afternoon at 12 o'clock again. Anyway, I guess they like the 12 o'clock start because they played at 3:30 against Kansas and lost. So they play at 12 o'clock, they win. So Colorado wins big, 45-20 against the Cowboys. The
I
other
think
Cowboys.
Colorado takes care of business. They'll take care of business. I don't see any
All right.
issue. Why?
Next, the rivalry. Arizona State, Arizona. Is that right?
Territorial Cup.
I thought it would be called the Cactus Cup. Anyway.
You would think that's not a far stretch. It's called the Territorial Cup. Because remember, Arizona used to be a territory so both schools were founded before the state of Arizona was founded. So it's still for the territory of Arizona.
Okay, the territory of Arizona. Well, territory of Arizona this Saturday is going to Arizona. Upset.
Forks up. Give me those forks up.
The way they treated those refs on Saturday, it's gonna come back to haunt them this Saturday. No bowl. I mean, no playoff, no Big 12 title game.
Valid. But give me those forks up. Arizona State
Fork it up.
gets it done.
Then we have Kansas State traveling to Iowa State, which is probably the most likely of the wins that knock off somebody for the bowl game, for the Big 12 title game. Would you agree?
It's
because Kansas State really had a great year until the
end. Farmageddon is its name.
Okay.
Good old Farmageddon.
The main event's going to be Undertaker versus Stone Cold, right?
No.
Oh.
It's called
Football.
the game is called
Football,
Farmageddon
sorry.
because they're both agriculturals. They were both founded as agricultural schools. So get it, Farmageddon.
I got it.
Yay! With that being said, give me Kansas State.
You know what? I like Calamity, but let's go this way this time. I think Iowa State's going to win. Iowa State's had some pretty good wins this year. I still think, I don't know what this means for the conference. We'll have to get back. We'll find out Saturday because there's so many different scenarios. I think Iowa State beats Kansas State. What's the spread? 2.5. I give it 3, 24-21 with a field goal as the time runs out to keep Iowa State in the playoff hunt.
As they say in the Cha-Cha Slide, reverse.
Then we have one more game. The Houston Cougars travel to not Palo Alto. What's the name? Provo,
Utah.
And BYU. I think BYU wins this game. There's no way they can lose, right? Houston?
Good things can
They
happen.
didn't lose to Kansas.
I think they don't cover the spread.
Right.
It's be 31-21.
So that means Iowa State, for me, Iowa State, Colorado, and Kansas, Colorado and BYU all win.
We'll let everybody else unpack the nonsense.
Right.
And we will go from there. Once we figure it out, we'll break it down for you here on Chop on the Top next Monday night. It will be back on Monday. Now, we got some ACC to break down.
Big ACC games.
First off, Duke
Oh, Lord.
can win the state cup, can win the state title
I'm thinking they're going to win.
against Wake Forest. They've already
The
taken
Demon
down.
Deacons.
They've already taken down Carolina
Well,
and NC
don't
State.
like Carolina. This is basketball related.
This is Carolina right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't say it.
We will be living on Monday in the state of Duke.
Yeah, it's football. We don't care.
It'll be the state of Duke for basketball.
Hey, y'all lost to Kansas last night.
Y'all lost to Kansas as well.
Well, that's true. Then we also got the battle of North Carolina and NC State, probably the most hated rivalry in football. I think more than Duke Carolina. Would you agree? It's tied. It's close.
I think for football, I think Carolina hates State more.
I think Carolina would rather beat State in football.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's been a long road. State's beaten them so many times, it ain't even funny. Mac Brown retires this Saturday night after the game. Just because Mac Brown retiring, I'm changing my pick to Carolina. No score. Mac Brown retires with a win. By the way, you know he went to school at Florida State, right?
Bowl game.
Sure.
Bowl game. But this is the game where State gets bowl eligibility, sends Mac Brown out with an L. And the Whoopies howl into the Chapel Hill
I'll
night.
tell you a little secret. They stole that from the NWO. It made more money than State. Also, Miami and Miami plays Syracuse at Syracuse. I want to see Syracuse win. That's another team that could get knocked out of the playoffs because South Carolina and Miami. If they lose Syracuse, how far are they going to drop?
Oh, I think they will tumble.
And they won't even be in the title game. It'll be Clemson.
Yeah, it'll be Clemson and SMU.
Yeah.
I don't think it will happen.
And in the Big Ten title game, it'll be Oregon against Ohio State. If Ohio State loses to Michigan, it'll be Indiana. If Ohio State and Indiana both lose, it'll be Penn State. If they all three lose, Ohio State still goes. That's pretty easy.
Syracuse, I think Miami takes care of business. I just don't see them losing this game. I could be wrong.
You ever been wrong before?
The other game,
Right.
SMU, Cal, two newcomers.
Right.
I
Game
think
is where?
Dallas.
Dallas. I think SMU wins. I
think SMU takes care of
You know
business.
why? Because they need to win for the playoff spot.
Yeah.
It's not like they're just playing for nothing. They are playing to make sure they're in the playoffs. And they may still make it if they lose in Charlotte.
There's one other ACC game I'd like to talk about.
Please tell us.
The Commonwealth Cup. Virginia could end their Blacksburg Hex this weekend. Yes, may I help you?
Well, since it is Thanksgiving, give me the Hokies. Moving on.
Wait.
Daniel, stop me. You can't stop me on this. I'm on a roll.
For the first time since 1998, I think Virginia wins in Blacksburg.
You look this up. All right.
Yes, I did.
Can we move on now?
Yes, we can move on.
Let's look here. UNLV against who? Nevada.
Yes,
UNLV is a ranked team now.
Cannon.
You knew that?
Fremont Cannon, and the Cannon will go to Vegas.
It's exciting. But you know that UNLV is ranked now.
Yes.
So I'm giving Nevada the win.
You just don't care, do you?
I love Calamity. Go Cox!
You just want that.
Go Knowles and Cox. Never have they ever said that in the same sentence. And I've never pulled for South Carolina my whole life. But I just feel like the calamity that could happen Saturday could put the Cox in the playoffs. We could have some Cox in the playoffs.
Hold up. Pause.
What?
Pause.
South Carolina Gamecocks. Woo! He's sweating over here.
Let's see. Any other games? No.
Just thinking they made the playoffs. What's going to happen in this room in 2 weeks? Just think that. Think about that. What will happen in this room when they make the playoffs in 2 weeks? I might actually buy me a South Carolina t-shirt.
Bet.
No, not a chance.
Bet.
No, I can't do
I'll wear one.
it. If I wear one, you wear one.
If South Carolina,
No, I don't
you
wear
will wear a South Carolina shirt.
Buy
I'm sure.
one for me, and we'll both wear one, and I'll pay you back.
I already got one.
Oh, okay. Now it looks like that might be it.
Nope, we got 2 more games.
Oh.
The Old Oaken Bucket for Purdue
Well,
and Indiana.
Indiana's going to win.
I think Indiana takes care of
Okay,
business.
Maryland and Penn State. That is what we're talking about. I will say that. Does Maryland cause calamity and knock Penn State out of the playoffs?
No.
It's at home.
Maryland is
Senior night.
historic. Maryland is also historically struggled against Penn State, and that does not change this weekend. We get everybody?
I'm thinking we pretty much scratched everything that's going to happen this Saturday on rivalry week. And college football is coming to an end, but not the best stuff still to come with the championship weeks next week and the playoffs coming forward. Well, let's move on real quick to basketball. We had the Maui Invitational going on this week, and Duke played Kansas. Did y'all win that game?
No, I was in the air.
Well, let me tell you what I'm calling this Carolina team: Jacko and Hyde.
Yeah.
Because Monday night, I stayed up to 1:30 in the morning watching them beat Dayton. But the first half, what?
What night was this?
Monday.
Yeah, I know. You texted me.
And we fell behind pretty bad and come back and win. We had 12 turnovers in the first 12 turnovers in the first half. Let's just say I was not happy. And then the rebounding wasn't very good. In the second half, we scored 60 points in one half to come back to barely beat Dayton by 2. And then last night, guess what Carolina done again? Laid an egg. But I will say this. Auburn is a Final Four team, barring something happening.
You really can't say you blew it against a number 4 team in the country. I think you when you texted me and said they choked, you made it sound like they were playing a little sister of the poor.
Let's just say I was raw. It was raw feeling.
Yeah.
Okay. So tonight they play Michigan State here in a couple hours. And the goal for me, as we remember from last week, was 2 wins in Maui. And I didn't care how we got it, as long as we got it. We could beat UConn. UConn lost the first 2 games. Did they win today?
We do have an upset report. Louisville beat Indiana.
That means Louisville might be all right this year.
Maybe.
Or Indiana might just be trash.
That would help if I had the right conference.
I can help you out. What are you trying to find?
Did they not play today?
Who?
Connecticut.
Yeah, they played their first round game.
Today?
I mean, not the first round game, but their 7th place game, which is crazy as itself. Real quick. The answer to that is they may have forfeited and went on home.
I don't think they played today.
They did. Anyway.
It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow at 12 a.m. So they play
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it's in Hawaii. It's in Hawaii. Right?
Oh, I got you.
They play after Carolina.
This tournament. Anyway,
that's why we couldn't.
Another upset you missed. Today, West Virginia beat Gonzaga, which is what I'm about ready to say about Carolina. That makes me feel a whole lot better. There is.
Country roads
take me home to a place where he belongs in West Virginia.
After last week.
But there's been some good basketball this week.
There has been. I haven't watched any of it.
I haven't watched any of it.
I've been living in the California. What would you rather do? Enjoy Southern California?
Don't ask me this. It can get rough. It can get wild about that. Answer your question.
I'll be quiet.
Auburn won the Maui by a lot, 90-76. I mean, they're legitimately made the number 1 team in the country. Well, Kansas and Auburn 1A, 1B, because Kansas did beat y'all last night. And the final score of that game was pretty close. Y'all ended up not losing by much, but y'all started off like we did against Dayton, but y'all come back and almost beat Kansas like we did in Lawrence.
I think we had a buzzer beater or a game tie or knock off the rim.
Alabama did win last night, so I guess they play tonight at some point. Yeah, I saw that. I think Purdue plays coming up here pretty soon this week. Yeah, they play State tomorrow in the the Ratty Children's Invitation, or whatever that crap that is. There's so that I would say the Thanksgiving tournaments are becoming bowls, like bowls. There's so many of them.
They don't matter
No, they matter. They
To an
do.
extent.
Don't say they don't matter.
to an extent.
Well, I mean, like Carolina, for instance, I do think they're going to get better every game going forward. I think this is a similar team. I thought we were better than last year's team, but I'm starting to tell back on that. We'll see going forward.
Tomorrow there's a doozy.
There's a lot of doozies.
Arkansas plays Illinois.
Why is it? Look at this. Why did it say Virginia Gonzaga again? That's the weirdest I've ever seen it. They just played today.
I have no clue. But in the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City, Illinois plays Arkansas. Give me the Illini.
Yeah.
Totally upset.
And then also tomorrow, Wake Forest takes on Florida. Would you agree with this? The ACC needs some wins in these tournaments.
Yeah, they definitely do.
But I think the ACC is kind of weak as a whole. But if Wake Forest and State can go down in these tournaments and do pretty good, it might help out a lot. But I don't think State beat Purdue.
Unfortunately, Cincinnati is up at halftime.
What do you say? You say unfortunately?
I don't like Cincinnati. They have our old coach.
You got Wes Miller.
I don't like him.
Guess where you went to school at?
Definitely don't like him. Betrayed us. Betrayed us at the G.
Why? He went to make more money.
Tennessee beat UT Martin today.
Why aren't y'all playing in any tournaments anywhere?
I think we might later on. I'm not sure.
I said we might later on.
Call me once football season's over. We'll talk more basketball.
Call him on his cell phone.
Actually, please don't call me. I'll be asleep here in a few minutes.
Well, no, that's right.
Anything else?
I think let's just we'll cover the SEC ACC Challenge Monday,
Yeah, let's do that up.
and we got some big games next week. Carolina plays the SEC ACC Challenge against Alabama, and they open up the ACC regular season next week on Saturday against the Yellow Jackets. You want to go to Chapel next week?
More than a week.
Let him sleep on it. We'll have a word from him next Monday on Monday.
Yeah, when I'm awake. Oh, Duke plays on Friday.
Against the big matchup against Seattle.
Seattle.
Whatever that is. Whatever. There is one Seattle basketball team in Seattle, the college team. There you go.
And I think we have our game against Auburn.
Woo! That's going to be rough. Where's that game at? How y'all pull that off? And then y'all play the first ACC game. Y'all got a tough week next week. They go to Louisville. We'll see how they do in the rest of their tournament.
Oh yeah.
It looks like they're a better team this year.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. There are 3 NFL games.
You ain't banging. No. Let's cut it off tonight.
Oh, we're gonna cut. But we're so.
Because he
good.
wasn't feeling good tonight. His man right here has
Well, we
toughed
made
it out. And thanks for coming live with us tonight. I know you had your long, exciting trip to LA.
Yes.
Viva!
I love
LA. I love it. Next time I'm going to go with him, and then he'll have to drag me out of. I can say where I've dragged me out of.
We ain't taking you anywhere.
What? What do you mean you ain't taking me nowhere?
On that note, have a good night. Have a good rest of the week.
Hey!
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving.
Thankful for you guys.
That's what what are you most thankful for, William, in your whole life?
My health, my friends, my family.
You have any friends?
Yeah, I know, right? Who knew?
Who needs friends when you got enemies like me?
Right.
Anyway, I'm thankful for my salvation, Jesus Christ,
Amen.
and also my family, which I'll see tomorrow.
Amen.
And I can't wait for Thanksgiving Day to eat all the turkey. I mean, I like turkey. I like turkey, but I like the skin more.
Yes. 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 Yes.
And I think turkey makes me tired, so I don't like to stay with
It
it.
says tryptophan in it.
Right, tryptophan.
It makes you tired. Yes, that is actually that is not just a you thing. That is about everybody. Hopefully, everybody will be asleep tomorrow during the Cowboys show.
And that's what I'm telling you right now. But anyway, thank y'all for tuning in today. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you can.
We will see you in a few days. Happy Thanksgiving. Go Vols.
Shop on, go Knowles, and also go Tar Heels.
Go Devils. Oh.